Hello and welcome to the Daily Comic and Collectible, episode 403. Now today, the collectible of the day is the Hasbro Toys Marvel Legends series Molten Man Build-A-Figure Doppelganger Spider-Man action figure. An evil, mindless duplicate of Spider-Man infused with supernatural energy from the demogoblin, the six-armed doppelganger has deadly claws and can shoot razor-sharp webbing. This Marvel Legends 6-inch scaled action figure is based on the Maximum Carnage series in comics, and has highly intricate detailing with superb sculpting and paint. Doppelganger is super articulated for the most advanced posing and display ability. This is also part of the Molten Man Build-A-Figure wave, and includes the right arm with a girder sticking out. Collect the whole series to create your own supersized Molten Man action figure. Comes in a window package display box and was released by Hasbro Toys. Now, the comic of the day is Spider-Man Unlimited, Volume 1, Issue Number 1, with a cover date of May 1993. This is the first issue in the Maximum Carnage event that ran for 14 issues across 5 titles, with story by Tom DeFalco, art by Ron Lim, and cover by Ron Lim. This issue is titled Carnage Rising. We open in the Ravencroft Asylum. A restrained Cletus Cassidy is being brought in by Officer Resnick and 4 other security guards after a period incarcerated at the vault. Cassidy promises that when he escapes, he will kill Resnick quickly and with minimal agony. He's then handed over to Dr. Pornella and Dr. Landis, so they can conduct some experiments on him. Dr. Landis believes that Cassidy simply dressed up in some gaudy red costume while calling himself Carnage. Dr. Pornella reveals they're conducting tests on Cassidy because of an unexplained anomaly that keeps registering in his blood. And when she puts a needle in Cassidy's arm, the Carnage symbiote reawakens and kills the guards and Dr. Landis. Carnage reveals that he lied to Resnick about the minimal agony part, and then tells Dr. Pornella that he will celebrate his newfound freedom by slaying everyone in Ravencroft. Meanwhile, Peter, Flash, Felicia, Mary Jane, JJ, Robbie, Aunt May, Peter's parents, Liz, Normie, and Mark are all attending the funeral of Harry Osborn. Felicia is wondering about the truth behind Harry's death. Liz tells Peter that Harry's happiest times were when the two were roommates back in college. Mary Jane mentions that Normie keeps glaring at them. Peter reflects of how Harry saved his life, and that his friends, foes, and family all managed to become jumbled together somehow. Meanwhile, back at Ravencroft, while Carnage is busy with his murdering, he hears someone cheering him on, and frees the criminal known as Shriek in order to increase his ratio of kills per time. Back with Peter and Mary Jane, Peter is trying to get her to quit smoking, so he won't have to attend her funeral as well, and to make it equal, he promises to stop being Spider-Man for a week or 2. Across town somewhere, Carnage is telling Shriek how he shared a jail cell with Eddie Brock, and that when the Venom symbiote freed him, a part of it was left behind for Cassidy to become Carnage. Spider-Man then used sonics on both symbiotes, and Cassidy arrived at Ravencroft. He then thinks he sees Spider-Man, but it turns out to be Doppelganger, who teamed up with Demogoblin. Shriek reveals her sonic powers to protect the Doppelganger, so he can join their twisted family. Later, Peter hears that Cassidy escaped Ravencroft and goes after him, thinking about all his old foes will never die off and keep coming back. Instead, he runs into Shriek and his doppelganger. She reveals both her powers and the fact that she and Carnage are an item to Spider-Man. Spider-Man quickly takes out Shriek, but the doppelganger jams him in the ribs and off the building they were fighting on. The doppelganger swings away with Shriek as Spider-Man collapses. Finally, at the Daily Bugle, Kate Cushing alerts Jonah that Carnage is loose. As he goes into his office to collect his passport and leave, he sees Cassidy already there and waiting for him to help him go on a hunt for Venom. Maximum Carnage continues in Web of Spider-Man, issue number 101. Geek Fact: this is considered a key issue, being the first appearance of Shriek, that's already made her movie debut in Venom 2. It's also the introduction of the Ravencroft Institute for the Criminally Insane. Bonus Geek Fact: Cletus Cassidy has been incarcerated since Spider-Man defeated him in Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 363, from June of 1992. This issue also ended the Carnage arc, that first introduced Carnage as a spawn of Venom. Another bonus geek fact: the Spider-Man doppelganger was captured following the Spirits of Venom storyline. That was a crossover event with Web of Spider-Man, issues number 95 and 96, and Ghost Rider, Blaze, Spirits of Vengeance, issues number 5 and 6, which I had mentioned in a previous episode. Another bonus geek fact: Frances Barrison, who became Shriek, was abused by her mother as a child for being overweight, driving her to drugs and her fixation on becoming a mother. She became a drug dealer, exposing her to situations that damaged her sanity, namely being shot in the head by a police officer and exposure to the Dark Force dimension via Cloak's containment. It's here that Carnage and Frances, now the new Shriek, become the mother and father to their new family, Doppelganger, Demogoblin, and Carrion, a new supervillain family. State-of-the-art gaming. The first CD-ROM game in a cartridge. Flashback, the quest for identity. Flashback is the first game ever to pump awesome high-octane CD-ROM performance from a cartridge. The action screams along at 24 frames per second, just like movie animation. And after each level, the game moves along with animated sequences that are straight out of Hollywood. Excellent! The plot? You play the part of Conrad Hart, a CBI agent in training. You stumble on a bizarre alien plot to conquer the Earth. Now you've got to outwit and combat droves of replicants, deadly aliens, traps, and other stuff too weird for words. No problem for a pro like you. Not? Still not convinced? Then check out your local game habitat. Flashback. It's like putting your Genesis into warp drive. Advertising ad fact. Superheroes from a society so advanced, they're Zit Fighters from outer space. We're picking up an eruption on Earth. On screen. Major Stark, planetary records indicate it's called Mount Fuji. No. That's not Mount Fuji, it's a zit. Looks like this guy didn't use Stridex medicated pads to help prevent pimples. Load the Stridex pads. They're medicated to treat zits this huge and help prevent new ones from forming. They clean deep and eliminate excess dirt and oil. Rex, target that humongous zit. Got it, Major. Pads away. That zit is toast. Stridex, because you only get one face. And final geek fact. Doppelganger is an evil, almost mindless duplicate of Spider-Man that was created by Magus during the Infinity War. This six-armed doppelganger was one of many he created during the conflict. Doppelganger was killed during Infinity War by the hobgoblin. However, thanks to the demogoblin, he was mystically revived. When Adam Warlock defeated Magus, all the doppelgangers were destroyed, except for Spider Doppelganger, thanks to Demogoblin's magic forming a psychic link between them. For a time, he was a pet to Demogoblin, but the two went their separate ways after a fight. This leads us to when Doppelganger joined up with Shriek, Carnage, Carrion, and Demogoblin during the infamous Maximum Carnage killing spree just started. Spider-Man Doppelganger's first appearance was in Infinity War, Volume 1, Issue Number 1, from June 1992. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me for another Daily Comic and Collectible, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. This is Cat Fan Comics Man, and I'll catch you on the flip. Over and out.